Good morning and welcome back to another video. It is Monday morning and we are starting the week off right by getting up nice and early. And I'm one of those people who needs breakfast pretty quickly after getting up. Right now my routine is to get up, have breakfast within like half an hour of waking up. I go outside and do chores, feed my horses, and then I come back in and I train. In the past, I have tried training after just having a scoop of protein mixed with water and a banana, but I have found that I perform a lot better following a full-blown meal. So that's what we're making here today. Right now, what I have on repeat is a bowl of oat bran with some fruit and some cinnamon, and then I also have a couple eggs mixed with some egg whites, some zucchini and mushrooms sauteed, and I also had a banana as well. So it ends up being quite a big breakfast, but like I said, I go outside, I walk a little bit by getting my chores in, feeding my horses, allow that meal to digest a bit before I come back in and I train. Even if I did have a full stomach though, I am one of those weird people who can train on a full stomach, but I do at least try to give my body a little bit of time to start the digestion process. So I have those carbs floating around in my system and I am ready to start training hard and with a high level of intensity, because that is one of the big things that I need to be doing consistently in order to be gaining muscle. Right now, my training program has me doing legs 3 days a week, and on Mondays, I'm specifically targeting my glutes and my hamstrings, because that's one of the main areas of my body that I want to be growing right now is my glutes and my hamstrings. So I start off my workout with a bit of a warm-up, doing some band work, getting those glute muscles firing and whatnot before I get into the heavy legs of the workout. I do also start my workout with an ab exercise. My coach has planned for me to do one ab exercise per training session, and she has programmed them right at the beginning of my workouts just to kind of get them done and over with so I can get on to the, meat and potatoes of my workout. And what the meat and potatoes of this workout looked like is I was doing heavy hip thrusts. I did injure my knee back in the middle of March, and it has taken me a long time to recover from that. I lost a lot of strength in my hip thrust specifically, and I'm still trying to recover from that. In this mesocycle specifically, my coach has programmed heavy hip thrusts. In my past mesocycle, I was doing like the 12 to 15 range. In this mesocycle, I'm sticking closer to the 6 to 8 rep range, which means I'm having to increase my weight by quite a bit. Following hip thrusts, I was doing some banded RDLs. This is a new movement for me. I've done RDLs a ton, but I've never done them with a band around my upper thighs. I'm really enjoying that. In today's workout, I was really trying to work on increasing my range of motion and really feeling the stretch in my posterior chain as I'm going down in the RDL. I think out of everything I do lower body, RDLs are probably my favorite. I also did some leg curls in this workout. I do not have access to a proper leg extension leg curl machine, so I am utilizing bands, and while it's difficult to get a full range of motion with these, I can definitely get a very good pump going with my hamstrings, and I can get to a point where I'm getting close to failure and it's feeling really difficult. Another thing that my coach implemented for me is some mobility work. I don't know what it is about being 33, but I feel like my body is slowly catching up with me and saying you need to take a bit better care of us. So I'm, especially after my lower body days, I'm being sure to really do, even if it's just a little bit of mobility, just to help my body recover a little bit. So it is a holiday here in Alberta today. It is the first Monday of August. I looked up to see why we have today off, and in some spots it says it's just a civic day. In other days it says it's Heritage Day, specifically here in Alberta. I don't really get it. I don't know, but I'm not going to argue about having an extra day to my weekend. And it is beautiful out. It is super blue skies. I think we're going to get some thunderstorms later, but for right now, it is very nice out. So I am a happy girl right now. As I've talked about previously, I did hire a coach to kind of help me out with my health and fitness goals. And our plan right now is called body recomposition. And so that basically means that my body weight is going to stay more or less the same, but my body composition is going to change in that I'm hopefully going to be building muscle and losing fat. And so I will look like a leaner, more muscular version of myself. And there's kind of two pillars to this approach. There's obviously the nutrition, fueling side of things, and then there's the training side of things. On the nutrition front, when I first started working with Sammy, she had me basically keep my calories the same because I was eating at more or less maintenance already, in that, I wasn't gaining or losing weight. But she shifted my macros. So she increased my protein and she decreased my fat. So right now I am eating very high protein and then kind of moderate fat, moderate carb. My calories as a whole are pretty darn high. I'm eating around, I think 21, right, like just over the 2,000 calorie mark. So it's a decent amount of food. It's not like I'm going hungry or anything, and I shouldn't be, right? I'm maintaining my body weight, so there's no hunger or anything like that, but definitely eating a lot of protein. I eat a pretty clean whole foods diet. My protein sources come from things like chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, eggs, egg whites, protein powder. Those are kind of the big sources. And then, of course, I eat a variety of fruits and vegetables. I eat rice, I eat potatoes, sweet potatoes, lots of oatmeal, things like that, cream of rice. So it's a very whole foods, minimally processed diet. I eat the foods that make me feel good and that I enjoy. So adhering to this diet isn't difficult at all. The increase in protein was a little bit tricky at first, but I literally just increased like the egg whites that I was mixing in with my regular eggs and bumped up how much protein powder I was having, and it pretty much got me there. We're going to kind of stick with that for the time being. If my weight starts trending up or trending down, Sammy may adjust my calories accordingly just to, again, keep my weight more or less at the same spot that it is right now. And that's kind of the plan for nutrition right now for the next, probably till the end of the year. I typically eat 5 times a day. So I have my breakfast, which is also my pre-workout meal. I have a second meal mid-morning, I have lunch, I have a mid-afternoon smaller meal, and then I have supper. And that I have found is a good way to spread out, especially given that I'm eating so much protein, to spread out my protein throughout the day. Keeps my digestion going, makes sure I'm not getting hungry at any point during the day, and that my body is able to properly recover from the training sessions that I'm doing. And as I said, training is the second pillar of this plan. So right now I am working out 5 days a week, strength training, and training pretty darn hard. The goal is to give my body enough stimulus to trigger it to build muscle. So I have 3 lower body days and 2 upper days. So Monday is lower body. I'm doing glutes and hamstrings. Tuesday is upper body, focusing on shoulders and back. Wednesday is another lower body, glutes and quads. Upper body is another, on Thursday is another upper body day focused on, again, shoulders and back. And then Friday is another glutes and hamstring focused workout. As I mentioned earlier, I also do abs. I do one ab work or exercise per session to just make sure I'm continuing to build up my abs a bit. I do work things like my triceps, biceps, my chest, like those other muscle groups as well here and there throughout the week. It's just they're not the focus, but they do get worked throughout the week as well. So I'm staying a bit well-rounded as well. As far as cardio goes, it's pretty minimal at this point. I'm doing 15 minutes 3 times a week of just moderate cardio. My coach basically gave me the instruction that I want it intense enough that I couldn't really carry on a conversation with someone. So it ends up being not too bad, and it's only 15 minutes 3 times a week. And of course, being the horse girl that I am obviously riding my horses 6 days a week, usually depending on the weather. So that's part of my activity as well. And of course, living on a ranch, doing chores, I get plenty of steps in that way as well. So that's all kind of just, it is what it is at this point, and it's just kind of factored into my overall plan. And that's kind of our plan right now for the time being. We're going to ride this out till the end of the year, and then probably soonish in the new year we would potentially trigger some sort of fat loss phase to kind of peel off some more fat and just kind of see the physique that I've built underneath all that, which I'm super excited to do. But in the meantime, I'm trying to just enjoy the food that I'm eating, enjoy feeling good with my training and all that good stuff, and just kind of build the muscle that I really, really want to see. Hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if there's anything specifically with this plan that you'd like to see, please let me know. I'm just gonna have some lunch, and then I'm gonna head out and play with the horses. I don't know if we're gonna be able to ride today. We got a pile of rain 2 nights ago, and yesterday afternoon, but we're gonna have some lunch, and lunch is usually a meal that I've meal prepped. I like to meal prep my lunches so I have them for the week when I'm not at home, so I can just grab them and take them to work with me. Makes it very, very convenient when I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands. Walking out to the pasture now. We're gonna have a look at the arena, but like I said, I don't think we'll be riding today just because of the rain that we got. Junior and Diesel got moved into a bigger pasture because their other pastures were completely mowed down. There was no grass left, so we had to move them. So they stay out here for like 8, 9, 10 hours, and then I put them in a pen with less grass overnight just so that they don't get too overweight. They both have genetics to get very overweight and then have lots of health problems, so they only get this for so many hours a day. So there is standing water over there, and a little bit there, and over there. It's not too bad here. So I'm thinking it's gonna be too soggy for today. Like there's like a patch that would be fine to ride in, but a large chunk of it isn't, so I don't think we're gonna ride in this today. we'll go for a hand walk, I think, and we'll call it a day. We had a beautiful walk. It is so nice out, but the clouds are definitely building, so I'm glad that we did that now rather than later. Before I close out this video, I just wanted to chat about who body recomposition could potentially work for, because it sounds wonderful. You can build muscle and lose fat at the same time, but it's only magical for a specific group of people. And there's kind of 3 categories. So the first group, which I'm hardly going to touch on, is people who are on performance enhancing drugs. That opens up a whole new world to people trying to change their physique that I'm completely oblivious to. I don't know. I am completely natural. So those people aside. Next category is people who are new to the gym, people who have not reached their genetic potential as far as their strength or their muscle mass. They are new, they have lots of gains to make. Those are definitely the people who can benefit from body recomposition. I kind of sort of fall into that crew. Although I've been training a long time, I am nowhere near my genetic potential. I spent a lot of years battling an eating disorder, in a calorie deficit, and it ate away a lot of muscle. So I actually have lots of potential that I can dig into, and that's why body recomposition can work for me. The third group of people would be people who are, maybe they were previously trained and for whatever reason are now untrained. Maybe you had a baby, took time away from the gym, and have now come back to the gym, or if you suffered an injury and are now coming back. So I fall into this category a little bit as well. So I mentioned earlier that I had injured my knee earlier this year, and it really set me back as far as my lower body training went. I couldn't train legs for quite some time, and specifically my quads took a back seat for a while, and so I am coming back trying to build up what I had before. So because I kind of fit in the newbie category and fit in the coming back from injury category, my coach decided body recomposition will work for you. I'm super excited to see what kind of results I can get. Like I said, I'm going to be cruising in this phase for several months yet. We've kind of got August, September, October, November, December. At least possibly 6 months I will still be recomping. So I'm excited to see where I will be at the end of that phase. If you guys haven't already, be sure to like this video, subscribe. You can find me everywhere at Strong in the Saddle. And until next time, remember, it's always a good day to ride.